Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Barakata Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors and salutations to the elders and apostles of Great Stone, and the bishops, the Akim and Akweth, throughout the four corners of the earth, holding on in sincerity and truth and diligence of mind to the gospel of the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai. Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Brother Menashe, DC Camp. Short lesson for the hopeful elect, just to get back to the milk, the basics of the scriptures. It helps you to grow and stay strengthened in this ministry. It strengthens your faith. All right, that's something we all need to abide on. All right, faith, faith, faith. You cannot survive in this ministry without having faith on the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai guiding you, giving you discipline, all right, providing you inspiration so that you can be useful to the body, all right. So that's the whole motivation. Let me say our creed, our motto. We're doing this because we love the Lord, and we look forward to Him having mercy upon us. Okay, so I'm going to get a quick scripture talking about our walk of faith. Okay, so as you read in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 24. I'm going to start from verse 14 and wrap it up at 15. It's just that, you got to do the work while you have the time, okay? This is the law that tells you what is required when it comes to doing business, when it comes to the settlement of people's salaries or wages and all that stuff, okay? So it says... verse 14, Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 14, thou shalt not oppress an hired servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren or of thy strangers that are in thy land within thy gate. So when you have employees, when you have people that do a work for you, do a job, contractors and all that stuff, that's provide the provision of a service, all right? And when the service is done, the pay has to commence, all right? The pay has to follow. Once the job is done, that's it. The first phase, he gets paid. You come back the next day for the second phase, he gets paid, all right? That's the way the Lord set it up, okay? So it says verse 15, at his day thou shalt give him his hire, all right? At his day thou shalt give him his hire. Neither shall the sun go down upon it, all right? So you have to make all your payments for a service provided before the sun goes down, all right? That's the standard that the Lord has set, okay? That's how the Lord set things for us to operate by. But then it says, for he is poor and setteth his heart upon it. Okay, so when you have a need of revenue, funds, money, and you work for it, that means you're in a tight spot. All right, it means that you need to take care of some things, and you need some money, you need some capital, you need to raise some capital to handle that part, right? Lest he cry against thee unto the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash, and it be seen unto thee. So a lot of people, they go to work, they don't get paid that same day before they go back home, all right? Especially those that work the first shift, the second shift, before the sun goes down. They're supposed to get paid before the sun goes down, but when Jake is in a hard spot, in a tight spot, and is stressed out, can barely rub two nickels just working. He's got to work and work and work, but then he goes home that day without getting paid. You can imagine the anxiety and the pressure and the stress on his mind. And the Lord knows that it will be better to go with his own standard that he has set upon the face of the earth, his laws of settling, business dealings. Okay, so that's how it is in this ministry, man. You got to do the work while you have the time, while it's daytime. That's what the Lord Hamashai said. And in the evening time, when the sun goes down, that's it. You can't really do much. So that's just the foundation of Yahushai's ministry. Okay, this is the principle he applied. Before the sun goes down, all work must be completed. All right, whatever phase of work it is, it has to be completed. So you go to the book of John. Let's see. Let me get this back real quick. The book of John. In this ministry, you do the work while the Lord has given you the time frame to do the work. Okay. So Yahushua said this in John chapter 9, verse 4. I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. That's what the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua is saying. All right, that's a law that he's putting out there for the people while he has the time, while he is on the face of the earth. It is daytime. All right, that's his time to get the work done. Okay, it says the night cometh when no man can work. All right, so there will be a time when he would not be able to do the work, and that was when he was crucified. Okay, he couldn't get the work done while he was on the cross, man. Once they took him into custody, they were parading him around, assaulting him, assaulting and insulting him. That was his work coming to an end. All right, and then what else do we notice? Read verse 5. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. So that's a clear indication that he got to finish the work while he's still alive upon the face of the earth among his people, the Israelites. All right, the world. If you look for the world, they will say cosmos. All right, among his people, the Israelites. Okay, so you have to understand, man. Yahushua did the work. He did his work while he was yet alive. Okay, and then it says the night cometh when no man can work. So he knew exactly what was going to happen to him, and that's why, he was prepared in the spirit. Okay, so you go to the book of Hebrews. All right, Hebrews chapter 3. You read from verse 12, I believe. Yeah, so you got to get the work done. You don't want to be idle while it is daytime. Okay, Hebrews 3 and 12 says, take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief. Unbelief is an impediment. It's a roadblock. It's a distraction. All right, it's an excuse not to fulfill your lot in this ministry. All right, in departing from the Lord Yahweh, in departing from the living power. Verse 13 now says, but exhort one another daily while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. So while the ministry has its opportunity to function, you have to use that opportunity to build up the members, build up the flock, right? Put forth the proper doctrine out there so our people can be fed properly. They can grow spiritually. Okay, that's exactly what the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua was referring to when he talked with the Apostle Peter to feed his sheep. You can only feed the sheep during the daytime. All right, in the nighttime you can't really do much, but stay on guard. All right, watch out. Okay, put them in a shed, secured and all that stuff. So there's nothing much he could do because they've already, been fed. Now it says in verse 14, "For we are made partakers of Hamashiach Yahushai, if we hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast to the end." So you have to get the work done, man. All right, that's the whole idea. You have to stay steadfast. You got to continue in the journey, and you still have to get the work done. See it through. Okay, see it to completion. All right, that's why the Lord Hamashiach Yahushai always, spoke to our people in parable. All right, the parable of the sower. You have to get the results. Okay, you get the results when you work. When you don't work, you don't get the results you need, man. All right. So we go to the book of Luke. Luke chapter. Actually, you know what? Let me not go to the book of Luke. Let me use the book of John. John chapter 4. All right, John chapter 4. Let's see. John 4 and 34. This is what Yahushua said. It says, Yahushua said unto them, "My meat is to do the will of him that sent me, and to finish his work." Okay? Finish the work he was sent to do. That's what Yahushua said. My meat, his work, all right? His duty is to do the will of Yahweh that sent him, and to finish his work. So that's what being a partaker of Hamashiach Yahushua is about. To do the will of him that sent us, and to finish his work. While it is day, you do the work, and when at night time, that's it. There's no more work to be done. You just have to wait till the Lord brings the reward. Okay, so we go to the book of Luke. Luke chapter 14, verse 28. See what it says. It says, "For which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first, and counted the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it?" All right. So the whole idea is, you have to finish the work. Now you have to know if you have the faith, you have the spiritual resources to start, continue, and finish. All right. Now in verse 29 it says, "Lest haply, after he had laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold it began to mock him, saying, This man began to build and was not able to finish it." So that's ridicule that we do not want. That's what the Lord Hamashiach Yahushua is telling us, that beware of that mindset of not counting the cost. You have to know exactly what you're getting yourself into. The whole chapter of Isaiah chapter 53, it tells you clearly about Yahushua enduring the costs of his ministry, enduring the costs of laying hold of his occupation. All right, doing the will of the Heavenly Father came with a cost, so he already knew exactly what he had to deal with. So we go back again to the book of John chapter 19, and then look at verse 30. See what it says. Actually, you know what? This is what's happened to Yahushua during his crucifixion. So you start from verse 28. Okay, he says, "After this, Yahushua, knowing that all things were accomplished," all right, that means his work was finished, "that the scripture might be fulfilled, saith, I thirst." Now there was set a vessel of vessel full of vinegar, and they filled a sponge with vinegar and put it upon hyssop and put it in his mouth. When therefore Yahushua had received the vinegar, he said, "It is finished." And he bowed his head and gave up the ghost. So you always going to be in a situation where you have to go through the difficulties, the straight parts, the times of Jacob's trouble. That's coming closer to the end of our work upon the face of the earth. All right, that's the the fulfillment of us preaching the gospel on the highways and byways. Okay, that's something that we're looking forward to. We're looking forward to completing our tasks assigned to us in this ministry. So this is one part. Yahushua said it was finished. Okay, he completed what he was supposed to do upon the face of the earth while he was among his people, the Israelites. Okay, and that's you so-called Negroes, you so-called Latinos, and you so-called Native Americans. Now we're going to go to the book of Luke chapter 23. This is another account of this same event, but something special happened in here. So we go to Luke 23. You read from 44 to 46. All right. So it says, Luke 23 and 44, and it was about the 6th hour, and there was darkness all over all the earth. Right. Luke 23:44, and it was about the 6th hour, and there was darkness over all the earth until the 9th hour. So what did we read in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 24, 14 and 15? All right, John chapter 9, 4 to 5. It's telling you when the sun goes down, that's when the work is done and the reward is about to be handed over. Okay, so that's how Yahushua was able to get his reward. All right, being seated on the right hand of Yahweh in the kingdom, in the kingdom of heaven. Well, in the spiritual world. Let me just keep that there. In the fourth dimension. That's how Yahushua got his reward. Okay, yeah. Scripture talks about he gave up the ghost, right? When we read the book of Luke chapter 14. All right. So 23 says in verse 45, and the sun was darkened, and the veil of the temple was rent in the midst. All right. So this is going to a different opportunity for the servants of the Lord to become promoted, to be promoted to a higher level. All right. They've been ushered into the priesthood. Yeah, they got a huge reward. Okay, so it tells you, man, then the sun was dark, and when the sun goes down, that's when the reward, is made available. And Yahushua got his work done, all right, by sundown. So what does that mean? He's going to receive his reward according to the law. So this is something, that just came upon my mind, through the Spirit of the Lord and Mashiach Yahushua. That's something we all have to know. The Lord always have this principle, to be used in the ministry of the Lord and Mashiach Yahushua. Yahushua said while he was in the world, he is the light of the world, meaning it was still daytime. And when he was going to be taken out of the world, it became dark. All right, that's why the sky was darkened. All right, there was darkness for about 3 hours, from the 6th hour to the 9th hour. And it's something we all have to remember. Okay, so remember that, man. Now we go to the book of Isaiah chapter 13, verse 10. All right, Isaiah chapter 13, verse 10. It tells you what we're going to be looking forward to, man. You know, when you talk about the sun being darkened, that means, hey, the works of the prophets are done. Okay? That means something has to happen. Our reward is about to be handed over to us from the Lord HaMashiach Yahushua. So this is what it's saying. For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their lights. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. Okay, so this is just symbolic about the end of Esau's kingdom. When Esau's kingdom is about to come to an end, this is exactly what will happen. You're going to see signs in the heavens, eclipses, and then the kicker is this one, man. This is the signature right here. All right. Then verse 11 says, and I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. So, hey, that's just what the Lord will do. Okay, that's the darkness, you know, that the Lord will bring upon the face of the earth. While the men of the Lord are still on the earth, you know what that means. We have to wait for the Lord, you know, to get us out of here, all right, so that we can receive our reward. So you look at the book of Ecclesiastes, the same principle of the Lord, you know, bringing darkness upon the face of the earth, all right, that symbology, all right, symbolic incidents. It says, Ecclesiastes 12 and 1, remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Okay, so this is words of admonition and encouragement to the servants of the Lord. In fact, to Israelites that hear this word, okay, hear the gospel of the Lord HaMashiach Yahushua by Hashem Kadash. All right, verse 2 says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. So you see, this is very important to take note of, man. Before the darkness comes, the work has to be done. The work has to be in progress, almost reaching completion, all right? And then it says in verse 3, it says, in the day the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grandeurs cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. So the economic situation, man, it's gonna put a lot of people on edge, and the Lord is withdrawing the glory of Babylon out of it. Is constantly diminishing it. Okay, and then verse 4 says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, and the sound of the grinding is low. All right, so your economic situation, your mom and pop shops, man, they're gonna lose heavily, man. The Lord is gonna, you know, pull the plug on the economic system, all right, around the world, man. He's gonna pull it, man. You know, the sadness is gonna bring, and the grief, the Lord will bring it, all right, upon the whole world, all right. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low, all right. So unemployment is going to be the order of the day, man. You know, people are going to be homeless and reckless and upset. You know, people are going to be committing all types of crime. People are going to be blowing their brains out. You know, people are going to be overdosing. You know, people are going to be bugging out, man, out of their minds, shaking in their boots. And that's exactly what happens, man. The so-called entertainment industry, the so-called arts and culture, All that, all that is out of here, man. You know, the Lord is going to pull the plug on all these conservatories of arts and culture. Nobody's going to be saying, let's go to the museum to go relieve our depression and all that stuff. They would even have the resources to even get there, even to even enjoy when they get there, you know, because the atmosphere of society has changed. You know, you could go to the museum, but still you're not feeling it because the weightier martyrs of life have taken hold of the people's minds. Okay, so what's the use, man? What's the use when the mind is stuck in the pit of sadness and anger and anxiety, and there is no remedy for it? There is no such opportunity for a museum to fix that. Yeah, the Lord will put a block, a special mind block, on all these so-called therapeutic avenues. Okay, all these words of encouragement for the people to hype them up. All that stuff you see in on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, motivational speakers. The Lord will take that spirit away, put a block on it. So the book of Ezekiel chapter 32 and verse 7 says what he's going to do in these last days, man, to bring hell upon the earth. And when I shall put thee out, I will cover the heaven and make the stars thereof dark. I will cover the sun with a cloud, and the moon shall not give her light. That's jacked up, man. Alright? So the Lord is going to tear up, man. He's going to tear up the confidence on the people, man. You know? The Lord will tear up the confidence of the people. Yeah, so... yeah, see that? Son of man, take up a lamentation for Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Ooh, boy. See that? This is Lamentations right here. Lamentations, mourning, and woe. Now look at what verse 8 says. All the bright lights of heaven will I make dark over thee, and set darkness upon thy land, saith the Lord. Okay. And then verse 9 says this also. And I will also vex the hearts of many people, when I shall bring thy destruction among the nations, into the countries which thou hast not known. So when the Lord brings all that chaos upon the hearts of the people, there's nothing they can do, you know, to relieve themselves, man. All right. So that's the Lord bringing darkness, bringing judgment upon the face of the earth. So the book of Matthew chapter 24, we go to verse 29. This is what it says, okay? Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Okay, so this is World War III. You know, we looking into right here, man. Okay, and then verse 30 says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. That's Yahushua returning with the angels in his chariots. Your so-called UFOs, your so-called IFOs, whatever they want to call it. Those are the chariots of Israel. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. So Esau is on edge, man. They are upset. They know the Lord is coming back to handle business. They know he's about to pull the plug on their New World Order. He's about to pull a plug on their legacy, their dominion, their kingdom. Okay, he's about to tear it down. So That's just simple to understand, man. He did his work while it was day, and then while it was night, he got his reward. And the man of the Lord did the work while it was day for them, and in the nighttime, Yahweh Shai is coming back with his reward, coming with healing in his wings. Okay, so now let's look at the book of Mark. Mark chapter 13, 24 to 27. Alright, it says, but in those days after that tribulation, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars of heaven shall fall, and the powers that are in heaven shall be shaken. Okay, so the world, is going to be in a terrible state, man. The scripture talks about the earth shall rule to and fro like a drunkard, because of all the bombardments of nuclear missiles, hypersonic nuclear missiles from one end of the earth to the other. Constant barrage, hitting America, hitting Europe, hitting Persia, hitting Ethiopia, hitting the land of Israel, Russia, all that, China, Korea. The Lord is going to make it rain, man. He's going to make it rain missiles on the corners of the earth. Okay, and then verse 26 says, and then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and great glory. So the angelic forces, man, are on their way. They're already suited up, ready to go. They're like seconds away. All right, seconds from action. Never been seen before action. Live and direct. Verse 27, and then shall he send his angels and gather his elect from the four winds, from the uttermost parts of the earth to the uttermost parts of heaven. So that's the reward that you're going to receive, man. When the sun goes down, that's exactly why you do the work while you have the time, while it is day. That's a principle that the Lord has already put forth for Yahweh Shai to use as an example unto us. Okay? So the Lord applied his ministry within the bounds of the law, and it still showed us exactly what faith was able to accomplish for him. All right? So it's important, you remember this principle of the Lord applying. Okay, now you go to the book of Revelation. This is the reward, that's we're reading of. Revelation chapter 11 and 12, just like we read in Mark chapter 13, verse 27, the angels, gathering the elect from one corner of the earth to the other. See, now you see this right here. Revelation chapter 11, verse 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. And then what does verse 13 say? And the same hour there was a great earthquake, right before the nuclear missiles hit. All right, in the middle of World War III. And the 10th part of the city fell. So that's America for you. All right, because according to FEMA regions, we have 10 of that. So that's the 10th part of the city fell. That's a complete fall of America right there. And in the earthquake was slain of men 7,000. So soldiers going to be obliterated, man. Complete obliteration of armies. Okay, destruction, no remedy. And the remnants were affrighted. All right, so that's the remnant that were saved. All right, the 1/3 of Israel, including the elect. All right, the 1/3 that were delivered over here in America, and the rest that were around the world gave glory to Yahweh, the power of heaven. Okay, So that's what we're looking forward to, man. We know that the Lord is going to deliver us. So we have to keep up with the work while it is day. Because when the darkness comes, that's it, man. You just have to wait on your reward. You have to endure. Enduring is part of doing the work. You just don't give up. You just don't give up when the sun goes down. You hoping that you get your reward. That's why the scripture talks about your labor of love is not in vain. Okay? So to wrap this up, we go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 25, and look at verse 27. It says 25 7, yeah. Almost like, love that word, 20. All right, let's go to Proverbs chapter 25, verse 7. For it is better that it be said unto thee, come up hither. So remember that we're tying this with Revelation chapter 11, verse 12, and Mark chapter 13, verse 27. All right, Proverbs chapter 25, verse 7. For better it is that it be said unto thee, come up hither, than that thou shouldest be put lower in the presence of the prince, whom thine eyes have seen. Okay, see that? Whom that eyes shall see. And Revelation, the first chapter, tells you clearly that every eye shall see Yahweh Shai. So it's better, to have the opportunity of being called up to receive salvation. All right. Now see that Revelation chapter 1, verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds. Revelation chapter 1, verse 7. Behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. So you see that. So that's in sync with Proverbs chapter 25, verse 7. Whom thine eyes shall see, the prince whom thy eyes shall see, and all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, Amen. Yeah, so the world is going to be taken by a huge dose of panic and fear when they see Yahweh Shai come in the heavens with his chariots, with his angels, coming to bring salvation and destruction. People are going to be bugging out. Scripture talks about men's hearts failing them for the fearful sights in the heaven. So when they see the servants of the Lord getting beamed up, being called up, being taken up with a tractor beam into the chariots, being transformed from mortal flesh to immortal, wow, that's the reward that we're looking forward to, man. So that's the point that I can remember, that, man, that the law of the Lord is very, very necessary. We abide in it. We apply our faith to it, so we could grasp why the Lord allowed Yahweh Shai to use that law. All right, you work while it is daytime, and at sundown you get your reward. Yahweh Shai said it was finished, and what happened? The heavens were darkened from the 6th hour to the 9th hour. And Yahweh Shai also said you gotta do the work while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work, and you have to get your reward. All right, the reward is for the servants, the prophets. So if you're a man of the Lord, you believe in the word of the Lord and Mashiach Yahweh Shai and the Israelites, you know you're going to get your reward once you've done the work. All right, there is no doubt about that, because the master has already promised what he's going to give in return for doing the work. He said clearly, you know, that the apostles shall sit with their crowns, and they're going to have thrones ruling over the 12 tribes of Israel. Immortality. You're going to have children in the thousands, wives innumerable, resources, power over the whole earth, traveling from one galaxy to the other. You can go from the earth, right, from this third dimension to the fourth dimension. And the Lord said there's a meeting in the fourth dimension, boom, you're already there. Just like that. Boom. Just in less than a second, you're already there. In the blink of an eye. So just imagine, man, you don't have to use no special aircraft if you want to go to the spiritual realm. You could just appear and disappear, just like the angels do. And if they want to make it super symbolic, hey, use the chariots, man, to show the world that there's power. That all power belongs to the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai Ba'ashim Kwakadash. So that's the point that I came. You gotta do the work while it is day, because the night cometh when no man can work. And that's when you have to look for your reward, as Yahweh Shai shall return. Shalom Ba'ashim Yahushai Ba'ashim Kwakadash, with the approval of Yahweh. Shalom.